Hello and welcome to Up at Noon Live, IGN's weekly sensual, exotic, erotic cavalcade of news, pop culture, and human comedy. I'm Brian Altano.
Watch your profanity.
I'm Brian Altano. With me is my human palm tree friend Max Scoville. Max, what was all that about?
I don't even know. I don't know at all. This is a lot. Normally, this is sort of an off-topic comedy variety show, which allows us to talk about whatever we want, and we're not obligated to talk about stuff we don't want to just because it's relevant or important. And if we screw something up, we get to pretend it's a joke, and like we did it on purpose, which is always pretty fun.
That is true, Max. It is the perfect crime, aside from whatever the legal term is for freeing all the animals from the zoo, which I really, really want to do someday. They should be out there and just eating people and stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about that funny-looking new PlayStation, which we just saw yesterday, unboxing some massive Assassin's Creed statues, and showing off never-before-seen gameplay from Chicken Police, a real video game name. But before we get started, let's take a look at what's in store for the coming days. Max, take it away.
Over the weekend, IGN Summer of Gaming is going to take a breather so that our production team can prep for next week, pound some shots, and scream into a pillow, and hopefully get some sleep because they've all been working very, very hard on this. But we will be carrying the Guerrilla Collective Indie event and PC Gamer Show. That is over the weekend. And then on Monday, Summer of Games is back and up and running. We are kicking things off with a Portal 2 speedrun for charity, followed by IGN Expo number 4, which is our biggest one yet. We are legally obligated to say that, but actually it is. And there's a bunch of exclusive stuff in there I'm not sure if I'm legally allowed to tell you about. But then we're going to be streaming a whole hour of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Ooh.
That's right, Max. I love to stream the rehydrated Bikini Bottom. On Tuesday, you
rehydrated my Bikini Bottoms, if you know what I'm saying.
On Tuesday, you can catch me taking tours of a bunch of celebrity islands in Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is also for charity. You'll never guess who has the most toilets in their house. Somebody does.
Is it Xavier? And actually, is it Xavier Woods?
No, I can't wait till you see what Xavier Woods has. All I'll say is that he has he basically made a shrine dedicated to a certain Macaulay Culkin movie character, and that's all I'll say. But yeah, tell us more about the charity, Max.
All right, so yeah, speaking of charity, I love this. IGN hijacked this wonderful marketing vehicle we have going on and turned it into a charity telethon, which is always very good. And we've already raised $21,503. Is that what? Do we have the ticker up here? $21,513. Somebody kicked in $10 since somebody wrote in my teleprompter. That's great. And we are raising money for the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Response Fund and the Bail Project. Let's see if we can't hit $23,000 by the end of the show. I feel like that's a reasonable goal. We've got like 35 to 60 minutes to do that. Who knows?
We can do that. You can do that. If you love Up at Noon and you love this show and you love video games in general, you can do that. But more importantly, if you love the world, there's more stuff we have to tell you. We have lots of housekeeping. So leave us a Yappa comment. That's a video comment at IGN.com. If you do a good one, maybe we'll play it on the show. Or if TikTok is more your speed, go follow IGN Summer of Gaming hashtag for lots of bonus content because we have tons and tons of stuff there too, such as TikTok exclusive things that you can watch with your eyes.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. I think we already screwed up. We've been doing the show for 3 minutes so far. We already messed up. You can donate by clicking on the links in your description on your video or by going to donate.ign.com. But I think we're actually done asking you to do things so we can actually talk about the PlayStation 5.
That's right, Max. The PlayStation 5 got revealed yesterday, and even the most diehard Sony fan can admit that it's a lot goofier than anybody was expecting. I mean that in a good way. I really like it. But the reveal of literally anything on the internet is usually brought with photoshops and memes and everybody saying, hey, look at this stupid thing that looks like another thing. So we actually did a fun thing here where we, with the help of IGN, collected some of our favorite reactions to the PS5 sort of obelisk tower Netgear router, as many of you are referring it to.
These will undoubtedly kind of keep going. I like that we've got the here's the actual thing. If you somehow managed to miss what this thing looks like, here's the PlayStation 5 in all of its dumbass glory. That weird, just that weird birth control looking space air purifier. But yeah, people have been photoshopping left and right. This one was a no-brainer. I think I saw a few different people, including our pal Jared Petty, doing it. But here's one from Nils66 Cat, who did the Sauron's Tower, which I believe is it's Barad-dûr is the technical name. I think. Do we have the? Here it is. There we go. Yeah. So that's that. Get it? Because Lord of the Rings. It sure is.
I like it. I think it works. I'm glad you can say the name of that thing too. What else we
Yeah,
got?
I almost, this is weird. I keep almost saying Star Wars instead of Lord of the Rings. I don't know why I would do that. Anyway, this is a no brainer. The taco or the chalupa, depending. It's hard to tell. What do you think that is?
I think that is a palupa, which is a PlayStation chalupa.
They
I
should
would
pay
eat
you
it
for
either
that
way.
idea. That's a good one.
That's
And then
it's
there's
good marketing.
this is that man from Yu-Gi-Oh, Kaiba. With just this is the real. I like how ambitious this is. They're just like put the head on there, and that is it. We're good.
If you can't name him, I got news for you. I definitely can't.
I'm gonna be honest here. I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't. I had to go through 2 rounds of guessing of like I was typing in like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure PS5 meme, and that brought up like a whole bunch of different JoJo related things because I haven't also watched JoJo, and then I was like, is it My Hero Academia? And it's like, no, it's not from that. It's from Yu-Gi-Oh, and those are 3 anime series that I never got into. So
I'm actually surprised you never got into Yu-Gi-Oh. You seem like the Yu-Gi-Oh type. Like
you know what pisses
you were
me
bullied
off about
enough
Yu-Gi-Oh?
for it, you know?
Well, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh that pisses me off is like Pokemon was like, let's make a trading card game out of this game, this world where people like have pet monsters, and Yu-Gi-Oh was like, let's make an anime where about the trading card game where people play the trading card game. And I'm like, that's kind of maybe workshop that a little bit. I don't know.
Keep in mind,
Anyway.
if you donate to the charity, Max will stop talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I might start
talk
donating
about
myself.
Yu-Gi-Oh more. No, if you donate, there's a whole thing where you could write a little message in there and have like you could maybe do like a crazy request. Who knows? But yeah, here at Dubai Tower, this definitely looks like some kind of funky architecture. Yes.
Yeah, I tweeted that
it
looked like something from. It looked like a building from a Minority Report. This is what I really love. There's this running meme of people just taking stuff they have and putting other stuff they have around it. And here's an old PlayStation with just like a generic white binder.
This feels like those like low budget cosplay, but somehow even funnier.
Yep. Or sweeted.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I love that somebody just had they just had, first of all, a binder and then also a PS2 just out, which both feel like things that I stopped having in, I don't know, over 10 years ago, probably. I don't know. Everything is now high tech and digital. But anyway, what is it, a Keurig?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a coffee maker.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that kind of hit me about this. I was like, I tried to make one of these being like, the PS5 looks like this because my wife has a vacuum sealer for like saving food, and it sort of looks like a PS5, but the colors are swapped. And I was like, I'm going to take a picture and get tons of retweets. I'm going to go get that out. And I tried to pull it out of the cabinet, and I knocked over a vase and like shattered it, and the glass went everywhere. And then I tweeted about that, and you were like, well, you better go and get your vacuum and see if that looks like a PS5. And I looked at my vacuum and I was like, oh, that's right. Consumer electronics all look pretty stupid these days.
Yes.
Like the PS5 is just following suit. Like nothing looks like a actual business machine anymore. So screw it.
Well, that vase you broke doesn't look stupid anymore.
No, it sure doesn't.
Here's the dude from Hotel Transylvania. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, that one's again really doing it, really nailing it there.
It's just
this one,
4 seconds in Microsoft Paint. This is just a train.
I don't even know if if you were like, what is this in response to? I'd be like, it really could be anything. You know, I don't like they might have just been tweeting train photos.
I thought he was like, we're getting on the hype train for PS5, but then I was like, oh, it's white with black in the middle, so I guess that sort of works.
Fair enough. This one is cool as hell.
This is the best one of all. In fact, I think they should have just stopped making them after this one, because it's just he looks like he's smiling.
I think this is my favorite, where it's the PS5 looks like a new expensive campus performing arts center that replaced 3 academic arts departments and cost $60 million. This totally looks like college like board funding gone wrong.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I had to do it to him. Yeah, that one's great. Also, that makes me think of like what that kid would look like in the future, like if he was in like Demolition Man or something. And he just gets on like an actual hoverboard and just flies away. And like,
this is actually this is a photo. This is a set photo of Rufus in the next Bill and Ted movie.
I'm into it. And then finally, this is easily the worst and best one of all.
Yeah, this is just two envelopes stuck to a router.
Well, there you have it. I love that there are, hundreds, maybe thousands of people hard at work on this cutting edge technology, trying to make really the future of gaming happen. And they put it out there, and the internet is just like, all right, let's just dunk all over it. Let's just let's
Well,
just
the same thing
scratch on
happened
it
with
as
the
hard as
like
we
the
can.
they showed off the Series X and people were like refrigerator, and they showed off this thing and they're like router. It's like, okay, we're just a bunch of children.
Well, anyway, we need to take a quick bathroom break, so it's time for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with lots more up at noon and bad photoshops.
You taking a bathroom break already?
I got a small bladder. That's a thing. They made that. So yeah, that's the man who made that and also will occasionally interrupt this show with weird sound effects and pop-ups is a nice boy named
Watch your profanity.
that's Jordan Parkhurst, who loves to make things in After Effects and then he likes to do strange stuff on the fly. And oh, it's good to have him back. One of the many people working behind the scenes on this phenomenal show. Not this show in particular, the overall Summer of Gaming show. Our show is, I would not call it phenomenal. Anyway. Anyway, so obviously, like the PlayStation 5, new consoles in general, the form factor when they launch, it's never super exciting. Like, you're not going to get like a bunch of wacky colors out the gate. Usually that takes a second. And then it's sort of later iterations, they start playing around. But we always love to sort of imagine what those future limited edition collector's editions, rare, bizarre, alternate color schemes are going to look like. We did it for the Xbox Series X. We did it for the DualShock or DualSense controller. And now we're going to do it for the PlayStation 5. Brian, let's talk about these photoshops.
Okay, so right off the bat, Max, you made this Horizon Zero Dawn one. I really, really like it. You know what is really cool? That the more I look at it, the PlayStation 5 really is just a big blank canvas. Like in terms of having to work with the sort of the shapes and contours of something like the Nintendo Switch, which is a little bit harder to customize. You got to get like painted Joy-Cons and stuff like that. This is just a big set of blank slabs that you can pretty much do whatever with. And I really like what you did here in terms of just basically putting a giant 4K photo of Horizon, just an action scene, on the side of the packaging here and on the controller itself.
And inevitably, whatever they do will be so much less interesting than this. And also, like, I feel like we probably won't ever see a collector's edition Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 because that's going to be too close to launch. And usually with collector's edition consoles, they're trying to move old stock, I think. That's just a conspiracy theory I have. But yeah, and no, you mentioned this. When you say slab, that would make it much easier to Photoshop. It's actually kind of like weirdly curvy, which I think is going to make it a problem for those people who make like custom skins, like those like stickers that people put on the sides of stuff. That's going to be like a whole bunch of math you got to do to sort that out. Anyway,
Max,
moving on.
You and I are both weirdly curvy, and we've made it work in this world of ours.
Yeah, we wear garish colors, and it hides the strange curves. This one I feel like is very possible that we'll get another Spider-Man. Like maybe not for the Spider-Man Miles Morales. I kind of did that whole color scheme here, but like whenever we get the full on next Spider-Man 2 full on installment, I feel like they might cart out a new custom PS5 for that.
Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about this. The way this is, we've seen some shots of this thing horizontally, although they are like, it's far more frequent at this point to see this thing vertically, which I think is pretty different than the usual PlayStation console, which I think people kind of like instinctively stick in their entertainment centers and put on its side. This is a tall console, and we'll get into that later. But for now, I think the design for anything customized or at least special edition has to kind of work both ways, because I don't know how many people are going to keep this vertical and how many people keep it horizontal. Probably 50-50. I mean, you're gonna have to make some room in your entertainment center, but I like this one because I think it works both ways.
Anyway, we got that awesome Cyberpunk Xbox One X, not Series X, but One X, which is really cool. And this is not as cool as that, but again, it's hard to Photoshop this thing because it's a bunch of weird curves, and I had to use the pen tool a lot, which I don't like doing that much. It'd be much easier to just use that, like the lasso, the straight line box thing. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to get like a big garish Cyberpunk PS5. Probably won't happen. Maybe when they do Cyberpunk multiplayer in 2022 or whatever. Bloodborne. That would be cool.
Let's do it. I actually like the idea of keeping this like kind of off-white because there's a lot of horrific monsters and nightmare people in that game, and this is one of the more sort of like stark approaches I could have gone with this. like in a perfect world, you would just take a big blown up picture of like Rom or like one of the decapitated fire horses and put him there. But I think it would scare a lot of people. And so this is inviting. It makes it sound like, it's fun for the whole family ish.
There's a weird thing with Bloodborne where like in some of the early marketing, they were like, oh yeah, like white background and like red stuff. And like that game has like 4 things in it that are brighter than dark gray. Like that is a bleak, dark game. There's like white flowers, a doll, mist, and like maybe a bone somewhere, but the rest is like everything is just dirty and nasty and wet. Anyway, what happened to Atreus?
He's on the other side.
Where's his boy? Okay,
he's on the other side. You gotta flip it over.
I can't do that. It's a picture. Where's his boy? This is horrible. What happened?
He's on the other
really
side.
Depressing. Where's his sick boy? Okay, sadder than normal.
I wanted to wait till now to tell you this, but I can exclusively reveal that in God of War 2, the boy is now the boat.
Boat boy. I'm into it.
There was an accident.
With mythology. I don't know. Zeus used to turn into swans to get laid and stuff, so that makes sense. I made this one. Maybe they'll do something for Journey's birthday, whenever the hell that is. It's also, I noticed that the PS5 looks like the Journeyman. Or woman.
It also
looks
like a spy. I didn't really think about that. If you put funny eyes on the front of it, it looks like a guy in a trench coat sneaking into a nightclub.
Oh yeah, it looks like that pederast on the neighborhood watch sign, that like weird incognito mode browser thing.
Or like the
Hamburglar guy?
GameSpot logo.
Yeah, that too. That's
logo.
Really it's all the same guy. And then this is an obvious one. Doing a classic PS1 color scheme would be cool as hell. What anniversary? They just had like the 25th anniversary of PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Maybe for the 30th we'll get this. Maybe in
26th.
Whatever year that happens in. I don't know math. Yeah, that'd be fun. I think even just if they did that controller, that'd be cool as hell. Now, rapid fire. Let's just do a bunch of colors that we'd like to see, because obviously not everyone wants to see this weird ass like Eve from WALL-E looking dual tone monochrome nonsense. So straight black would be good. Just kind of keep with that whole PlayStation style guide. That's an easy one. Blue. There's always a lot of blue in the PlayStation, but what if you like light blue? That's also an option. You could do that. That's fine. What if you don't like? What about red, the enemy of blue? There we go. That's scary. Enemies? That looks like.
I guess they're kind of.
Yeah, no, they're chromatic enemies. I think
red versus
according
blue.
to Halo short films from 15 years ago. There's pink if you want to really just I don't know. At one point I bought a bunch of PS3 controllers in pink because they weren't selling, because like dudes were like, I think back in 2013, dudes were like, I'm not going to have a pink thing. I'm not a girl. I don't want that. And now people are like, I don't know. Who cares? So I don't know. Maybe like they could do some kind of team up between the Susan G. Komen Foundation and like Modern Warfare to do like the pink PS5. Orange. There's a color that maybe if for whatever reason PS5 decides to make some McLaren Forza stuff. Why not?
They could do the orange and blue Goku thing again, like they did with that. That could be fun.
They make the furry Crash Bandicoot one. I want it. I want that. I want the new Crash Bandicoot. They're never going to. I don't know if they're going to do that. Green, the color of the enemy of the PlayStation. This looks like a Razer product. This just needs to have like that snake logo on it. Purple, sure. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Saints Row 5 will do a purple PlayStation 5. Who knows? I don't know. The yellow. I really am into yellow for this. I think that kind of works. It's kind of garish, but it clicks. Yeah. So anyway, there you have it. There's a bunch of bad photoshops we did, and again, if they're bad and you notice a little bit of a white pixels around the edge, it's because this thing is hard as F to Photoshop. It's annoying. I already hate it.
That's very true. Max, I also sent you a Batman one, but I guess we forgot about it. It's just the black one, but with a yellow. It's a black one with a yellow Batman logo on it. Just imagine it in your mind's eye. Don't forget, we're asking you to give to the World Health Organization and the Bail Project all summer of gaming long over at donate.ign.com. Plus, you can get summer of gaming content and upload your own gameplay moments by downloading the TikTok app and following IGN. Then searching for IGN Summer of Gaming hashtag. Please donate. We haven't moved the needle literally at all this episode.
Yeah, what the hell?
Are we this bad?
Did everyone just dip out? This sucks. I mean, we're kind of can we have $1 for us? Here's the thing. Normally, can I just be transparent here? Normally, when we do this show, it's the two of us and our friend Alexio, who just pushes record or whatever, or however the internet works. And now we have like all of our bosses and managers are watching, and probably like the head of the company, and they're like, "Don't screw up, boys! Don't say the wrong thing." And we haven't even made any money for charity.
Yeah, we had all these great ideas of how we wanted to make money, but we found out that it's not healthy to do a lot of them. So we're not going to do them. It's bad. It's bad form. And it would be bad for us. But we would like to see this go up at least $1. If this goes up $5, I will name 5 Yu-Gi-Oh characters. And I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's not how it's pronounced, man. That's not even his name.
What are you talking about?
That sounds like an Italian puppet or something.
Yeah, is it not even Yu-Gi-Oh?
Pinugio. I don't know. If someone donates a cool thing and has like a request, I'll draw a dumb picture on my little dry erase board. If we have time, I don't literally do anything. Please help a tiny bit. Anyway, you can also leave us a Yappa video comment on IGN.com. It's a short video you leave in the comments. What could possibly go wrong in that little comment section? I don't know. Wasn't my idea. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
A prick break. Sorry about that. I really hate dancing. And we are back. Thank you so much for watching Up at Noon Live. I'm Brian Altano. That's Max Scoville. I am happy to tell you that we moved the needle ever so slightly. It went up. How much did it go up there, Max?
I think it went up $46. Wait, now has it gone up a bunch now? Holy
it went up $110. Okay,
so
now
I was gonna look a gift horse in the mouth and say that of those $46 we made over the break, I think 7 or 11 of them were from coworkers who felt bad for us. But now we've made a bunch of money. That's awesome.
Chaos Pudding gave us $20, which is amazing. Chaos Pudding, thank you. We have a special. Kalila, our good friend Kalila, gave 5. We love Kalila. She is so awesome. One of the best editors we've ever worked with. Hire her for freelance projects. Carl Jr. gave $50 out of his great big chest of money from selling hamburgers. Who else we got? That's right. I promised to name Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
I have some huge Yu-Gi-Oh news. I just got off the phone with Funimation, and they allowed us to reveal an exclusive first look at what Yu-Gi-Oh is going to look like in the upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh animated series. This is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's right. This is the new character, Basura. He is such a great, in terms of all the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! High School, I think he is the strongest one by far, and he's had the least amount of detentions. And as you can see, he loves to make roast beets that he serves every single night to all his friends. He'll be joining some former staples of Yu-Gi-Oh! As some of you Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans know so well, such as Mavel she's a great woman. There's also Joey he's a super strong man. Devin and Garlo is superpowered.
He's a divisive character. Some people say Garlo is the strongest of the Yu-Gi-Oh friends, but some people say that he's the second strongest and Yu-Gi-Oh is the number 1. Hard to tell. Anime
That's right.
Is great. Anyway.
And then finally, there's Valerie, who's returning for the 7th season and her 40th card this year, and you can get that card exclusively in the Storm Drain by your aunt's house. That's the top 5 Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
Do you also see trading card game cards in Storm Drains a lot?
Yeah,
I saw a Magic the Gathering card literally yesterday. I don't go in the Storm Drains, but I just see a lot of Magic cards and stuff in the gutter. I don't know who lives around here. Anyway. Let's talk about the PlayStation 5 again, because it's holy we're pushing. Look at that, it's just going up.
We're pushing. We're almost at 22,000. Anyway, we're almost at 22,000. I will name more anime characters if we keep going. If we hit 22,000, we will trigger a pop-up. It's going to be loud and obnoxious, and you're going to love it. And Max will have to name every member of. Let's see. What's a hip hop group you know nothing about?
Come on.
Why? I had to name Yu-Gi-Oh. No, you can definitely name the Backstreet Boys, right?
No, my wife makes me name them all the time, and I always forget them. I always forget all of them, or I name 3. New Edition. Good God, I don't even know if they can hear the producers' voices in our ears. There's people talking to us.
Belle Biv DeVoe. I'm kidding. That's their names.
Anyway, let's talk about PlayStation, please.
That's right. The PS5 might be stupid looking, but I think what a lot of people really want to know is how gigantic is this thing? It looks like it might be the tallest console ever made. And so people around the internet have been doing all sorts of geometry and other math to figure out the size compared to existing consoles, mostly using the disk drive and the USB slots for reference. So let's take a look at some tweets that some internet mathematicians have put together to school us.
First things first, I want to, like, we saw this lineup and we're like, this looks reasonable. This looks pretty good. This is all right. Yeah, the headphones, the remote, the controller, and it's that sort of cheerleader effect where it's all together and you're like, yeah, a family of hardware. Cool. It looks awesome. And then the second you start kind of doing, again, like you said, the USB and disk drive math, you start noticing that, like, oh, it's pretty big. Like, it's like the size of like a small PC, I would say. But yeah, this guy, Evil Boris HDR, was basically just, again, it's not exact math, but I feel like you can line it up with different things that also have a slot for a standard, Blu-ray optical disc drive or a USB port, and it's like, oh, this is big.
So I want to point out we are 89 cents away from hitting $22,000 for charity. You literally have that in your couch cushions. You're probably going to spend that tonight at Dollar General and get some dog food. I know that. I love to do that. But instead of doing that, you can, I don't even have a dog. You can drop 89 cents into this charity right now and push us to $22,000 and trigger. There it is. There it is. It happened. Oh my God. Chaos Pudding donated $50.
Hey!
21 gigawatts!
All we need is a little plutonium.
It's the car! I love the car! Yeah! That was pretty cool.
Look, I can do that for real. Mine's slower. It doesn't have fire.
That sucks.
21 gigawatts!
All we need is a little plutonium.
Here it is again.
Oh no, he's going back to the 50s to try to make out with his own mother. It's terrible. It's a weird movie.
It sounded like it crashed into something. And that darn cat gave us $10. Thank you, that darn cat. You were amazing. Thank you for not spending that on dog food. A lot of people would have done that, especially a cat.
Why would that darn cat spend money on dog food?
Exactly.
Anyway, let's talk about the PlayStation 5 some more. Here's the lineup where they did all the math with like the USB slot and the disk drive and sort of made them to scale. This thing is bigger than a fat PS3. This thing is bigger than a launch Xbox One. I'm like weirdly annoyed at this. Like, I'm sure it's going to be a big old powerhouse that has like, the future of gaming packed within, but it's also just between that and the Series X, these are big ass machines. These are big.
I know. Speaking of big, Billy B just gave us $20, which is awesome. Thank you, Billy B. Thanks for kicking in. Yeah, this is a very, very tall console. I think this is the tallest video game console ever.
I mean,
right?
Here's one where this is all showing them. That's a big old family. Look at that. Look at those. Also, I don't understand I guess it's lining them up and then lining. Yeah.
Oh wow, $25 from M Stockhammer. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for we're going up and up. Max, we might be able to hit 22,500, maybe even 23,000 by the end of this episode.
2250.
See what happens.
That'd be pretty. 2250. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'd do to celebrate things. Anyway, I guess somebody did the actual math, and it seems to be almost 14 inches tall. And you can lay it down on its side, which is good. But again, it's a big old box. Looking at all these, I think specifically this one kind of got me thinking, like, am I going to be able to fit this in my entertainment center? Which is I think a concern some people are having. And I started I went and took this picture. And what? What? Is that from Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think so. Yeah, that's all the people I just named from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's Basura and Maeve, Jojo,
Valerie. I don't know. Sometimes we're like, we should try to actually talk about what people are talking about. And sometimes it's like, it's Friday at like 5:30. This is going to go off the wheels. It's going to fall apart. I don't know. Like, this is a stupid, this is like by the definition of a first world problem. But like, I just got this entertainment center. Like, I just got this in January, and I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's nice. It fits just good. But then if they come out with two new little boxes and they don't even fit in this dumb thing. It's not even that. Like, I thought this was like a pretty big space to put like a thing in. Like you could put a Blu-ray player or a PS4 or whatever, and it's like that's a PS4. Like, am I going to be able? Like, I legitimately am concerned. Will I be able to fit an Xbox Series X in there, or am I going to have it off to the side like an Amazon Alexa?
Can you adjust those shelves?
I don't think so. And
Yeah,
there's only like 2 slots anyway.
You got to bring that back to the store, my friend.
I already built it. Anyway.
We got a bunch of comments from some awesome people who kicked into our charity. So let's see how the fundraiser is doing. We're at $22,131. Alex Telkovsky gave us $50, and he said, I blocked Ryan Scott on Twitter. Ryan Scott's our friend, and we really, really love that. Afro Senpai gave us $10. He says, I love IGN. Y'all rock. Thank you for the positivity. Lonely Goat gave us $20. Thank you so much, Lonely Goat. Kami Utsushimi gave us $50 and then made a joke about our GM. Alfonso Yu-Gi-Oh says $10. Brian, please make up several characters from Yu-Gi-Oh based on pasta. Oh, I have a few. Fusili will be in the new season, and he is super powerful. He can be either rock hard with strengths or soft if he has spent enough time in water. There's also Bucatini will be making his appearance as an exclusive hologram card.
He could be rock hard. There's those dancers again. They're back.
Criterion Line gave us 20. If that thing is, I don't know how long that is, but it's 10 seconds longer than Bucatini. How did you spell that wrong? Criterion Mind gave us $20. He says, love you guys. This is a great cause. Thanks for helping raise awareness. Exothermic Boone says $10. Black Lives Matter. Thank you, IGN, for supporting the push towards equality. Hell yeah, we all stand for that here. Black Lives Matter. Helden Subrits gave us $50, and she said, my husband and I love y'all's dumb nonsense. Also, I'd love to see a drawing of peppers or actual peppers. Max, you get your dog on hand?
No. Hey, honey, can you bring me that dog? Yeah.
Mom, bring my dog down here, Mom. M. Stockhammer gave us $25. Thank you so much, Stockhammer. It's jokey, ha ha ha, says $2. Here's my chocolate bar funds. Yu-Gi-Oh is easy. Name 5 Eva characters. Oh, we've done that before. That's easy. $10 there. Jetman024 gave $1. He said, how about draw your ideal PS5 console? It's the one they made. I like it so much.
I just
Crystal
drew a
Padre.
new Yu-Gi-Oh
Hey,
character. Here's Fusili.
He's good. Yeah, he doesn't look anything like pasta, but he looks great anyway. Crystal Padre gave us $50. He says, Jordan, give me some good memes. Chris works here, another phenomenal editor here at IGN. Also hire him for freelance needs. He's swamped right now, but get him down the line. Xbox Fridge gave us $5. McDormick's gave us $5. And Darian's gave us $5.11 and said, do a barrel roll. Remember, giving money to us doesn't just mean that it's going to the charity, which is awesome. It also gives you a chance to win prizes, because donating over $50 enters you in a drawing for a limited edition Summer of Gaming themed Xbox One X. That means for $50, you have a chance of winning a console that you are going to be one of the only people in the world that has, and that is phenomenal. So hold on to that for dear life. Max, what's going on with you? What's going on with the dog? Do we have any dog action? There he is. There's Peppers. There's that little boy.
Yeah, oh, he's so stupid. We got a piece of cheese to make him do tricks, and he just like licked it and then got stuck in his fur. He's gonna get ants on him now. This sucks. Great job, you little pig.
It's over 9,000!
It's all for charity.
There
I love Peppers a lot.
it.
There he goes. Hi, Peppers. Hi, Peppy. I call
America's
him Pepperidge,
number one
Papyrus, Poopers. He really is America's number one dog. And that
You
is
guys want some
America's number
ASMR?
one most haunted door. I don't like that. I don't. Okay.
Okay, can you stop? Get them out of here. Get those people whoever they are. They're not. They're still going.
It's from JoJo, another anime.
I'm at this
that
point
I love
where
dearly.
I just assume that if there's something weird that is an anime, I assume that it's from JoJo, and I should probably watch that show. Someone
Max, have
told me
you
it's been
seen
around
you?
since the 1970s, and I don't. That sounds like an impossible task to try to keep up with an anime that's been going for 40 years. It's madness.
Have you seen my new mashup anime, You Jojo Geo? It's not that funny. Anyway, we have a very, very special thing to show you guys that we're super, super excited about. PureArts has been making some incredible high-end collector-grade statues and action figures based on video games and pop cultures like Cyberpunk 2077, Dark Souls, and more. And this week, they sent over these unbelievably high-quality, incredibly well-made Assassin's Creed 1/4 scale statues. We have Animus Altair from Assassin's Creed and Animus Bayek from AC Origins. I just want to talk about these real quick because these are some of the coolest things that I think a video game company has ever made. I'm always complaining about how video game collectibles are sort of, a little bit like kind of on the not well constructed side. It's being said, these are
like we get collector's edition packaging, or like there's always like a plastic statue that comes packed in with a game, but then like it's nice to see what they actually put out a statue like after the fact, and they're like, hey, this has an existing fan base. Here's like a company who's entirely dedicated to making collectibles. PureArts is totally one of those companies.
These are what were you gonna say?
Show off how big these are. Do you have one kicking around over there?
So we have some footage I took here in my apartment. This is Altair it's sort of coming out of the Animus. As you can see, he's got the sort of cathedral behind him ripping apart. Incredible details. His daggers, the sort of like emblems and stuff, right down to the gloves. Like the texturing on everything is just unreal. There's a secret little battery slot on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it right there. There you go. That pops open and lights up. So you drop a couple AA batteries in there and it makes this entire thing glow. I have the statue sitting right here. It is very heavy.
They're about 20 pounds each, I think.
Yeah.
And I think 35 pounds in the box. This is not a small thing. This is quarter scale. So if you stack four of them on top of each other, that's how tall Altair would be.
Yeah, so this statue does that wonderful thing of making me like immediately want to boot up an Assassin's Creed game. I'm not kidding you; it's very heavy. One of the things I really like about this is it's limited to 1,500 pieces, and to denote that, they basically give you this small little magnet that has an individual number on it that you can stick anywhere to this thing because it's got metal underneath. The lighting effects look really, really cool and really high quality. And I really like the way they made the background over here sort of look like it's ripping away. I'm terrified to be holding this on my lap right now.
This is very fragile. Why don't you do you want to delicately put that down and maybe get the other one out?
Sure.
So they're made of poly resin. They're not just like, they would be a lot lighter if they were made of regular plastic or PVC or something, but they're, gorgeous high-end, like fancy stuff. And then the translucent parts are all poly resin, or also translucent poly resin. And this is here's Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins, who's I think one of my favorite AC protagonists. He's badass. And he's got all these like different, I like that they went with a different approach for what the Animus should look like. This also like this, I don't even think this does them justice. Like these are really, really gorgeously sculpted and like tons of detail. Like Brian said, limited edition of 1,500. These will run you $688 each, plus inevitably shipping and handling. I think they're only currently shipping to North and South America. But yeah, they come in like boxes the size of mini fridges. And I think Brian's wife got mad at him because these large, monolithic things showed up. Yeah, holy crap, that thing's cool.
So like, look at that. Look at the eagle perched on top. This one is like absolutely nuts because you have all of these sort of like things jutting out of the bottom of it, which is obviously more Animus ripping through. Bayek himself as a character model is just phenomenal. He's got the sort of like little bird skull around his neck and the tattered like hood around him. This arm comes out basically in case you want to like kind of pack stuff up. That's the cool thing about these statues is they do kind of come apart in a logical way in case you do need to move them around. Like that eagle will pop out and everything, but everything feels incredibly sturdy. Yeah, if you want to check out let's
do they clip together with like magnets? Are all the pieces magnetic in there?
Yeah. Some of them do, and then some of them basically just have like rods and slots and stuff like that, which work really well. And I don't know if you can see this, but the base might be the coolest part. It basically looks like a gigantic stone eagle skull, which I love so much. It looks completely ripped right out of the game. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's so cool. So yeah, if you want to pull up, let's pull up that footage again because I want to talk about some of the details on this thing because they're just like really, really awesome. One of my favorite things right here is the way the eagle itself is designed. I mean, it's the kind of thing that would feel like it would stand on its own. The rock texture is really gorgeous. Right again there, you see the sort of like the hidden battery packs in the back, and these little details here. These things all light up, as you can see. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to see what that looks like in a dark room.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that like it feels like if you wanted to keep it in your own home, you would want to put it on a nice shelf or a pedestal or something like that because it's like
get a big old glass case. Yeah, these are
yeah,
great.
exactly. Yeah,
they also,
they're
if Assassin's Creed
cool.
isn't your jam, these guys also have licenses for some other. I think they do a Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. They do some Watchdog stuff. They do Cyberpunk. They've got some Cyberpunk action figures that are in the works, and I think they just announced they're doing a Skyrim license. So like they're doing some really cool video game based collectibles. It's PureArts.com. Go check them out. Huge thanks to the company for sending those over, and also they sent some other stuff. They sent a Tekken statue that's the size of a small boy, which is now on my dining room table. And my wife is like, is this here for good now? And I was like, hush, my pet, not in front of the child.
Yeah. I emailed the wonderful folks over at PureArts, and I told them that as soon as I get the thumbs up from HR, I'm going to put these in my car and drive them to the office. So they'll be a permanent fixture of IGN in a conference room somewhere. It honestly makes me want to like just start building an Assassin's Creed conference room because that's at least like we have a Portal conference room and a BioShock conference room.
Dude, we had
new games.
We had an Animus themed conference room. It was like the demo room, but people kept like just dumping garbage in there and then using it to take naps. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't take naps in the Animus. That's against the rules.
Yeah. So thank you to the fine folks at PureArts. And when IGN's offices open back up again and we go back to doing tours, you can see some of these in person. Until then, head on over to purearts.com and pre-order your own if you have the money sitting around and you want a collectible that's unlike the quality of like pretty much any other video game collectible I've seen on Earth. We are going to take a very quick break as talking about statues gives us a powerful thirst that can only be sated by furiously guzzling 2 or 3 wine coolers in just under a minute. Let's see how we do. Max?
Mercy, I need to wet my whistles. Let's take a break.
When we first met, you brightened up my day. Yes, you did.
Moments I think of my entire life was being on that date by myself. How you doing, Max?
Oh, I'm glad you got out of it okay. So that I don't even know how we like segue from that to anything else, but real quick, I want to give a shout out PureArts who sent over those Assassin's Creed statues we just took a look at. If you are in fact interested in the future of collectibles, we have an exclusive reveal of something of theirs that is happening in 2 weeks on June 25th. The date that is the date to remember. Anyway, also, like, I don't know if I could tease it too much, but other stuff's getting revealed on the 25th. Maybe it has something to do with that. Who could say? Anyway, we had a bunch of people donating to charities. If you go to donate.ign.com, you can kick in a few bucks. A bunch of people kicked in a few bucks. Chaos Puddin gave $150. Holy crap. Thank you. M. Stockhammer gave $25. Billy B gave $20, said Black Lives Matter. Damn straight. That darn cat, yet another $10. Chaos Puddin, again, good on you two wonderful boys doing your show, not making a mess, you beautiful boys. Hear that? My employers and managers, not making a mess. Chaos Puddin said so.
Thank Anonymous you. Chaos Puddin, thank you so much. Seriously. I want to say I slightly disagree. I think we were making a mild mess. It is at least like a spill in a grocery store.
What's up?
that we haven't
Yeah.
put a sign in
Watch
front
your
of.
profanity.
Wait, there's that man again. He's wearing an Avatar shirt?
Yes.
What's up? Show that man again.
Watch your profanity.
I have questions.
It's you and him are the only people excited for the new Avatar movie.
Watch your profanity. Matt Shotroff donated $20. Said, "Hey Max, you should draw Wolverine." Okay, I did. There he is. Look at that, Wolverine.
Nice.
Get out of here, Jim Lee. I'm coming for your job. I'm going to draw Wolverine all over the place. Let's open up
DJ
these
Dad
tin
Shoes,
cans.
number one fan, gave us $22. Who is DJ Dad Shoes? I feel like I've heard that name before. It's so familiar. What do you think about that, Max? Have you heard of him? Dontel Hood gave us $10 and says needs more hot dogs. I have tons of hot dogs here. Max has tons of hot dogs at his place. Give us
How
a
many
heads
hot
up next
dogs have
time.
you
We will
had today?
absolutely 0, but I had 3 yesterday.
There we go. I had a Italian sausage for lunch, but not a technical hot dog. I had technical hot dogs yesterday. I'm sorry, I said technical hot dogs.
You deserve that.
It'll pass. It's fine. Just let them go. Just let them get it out of their system. They'll go away in no time. Anyway,
Really
Attack
not
Newt
selling me on this
donated $1.
Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
That's not even that's Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway, Attack Newt donated $1. Said, "What do you guys think of the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1-2 remake?" Brian, what do you think about this?
I'm 100% in on it. I love it. I love the that they brought back a lot of the original soundtrack too. There's some really good hip hop on there, so bring it on.
Yeah, I want
Noah
to play like an
Sanchez
old game
gave-
with new graphics. Yeah.
Me too. Noah Sanchez gave $20 and said, "Keep on being awesome, guys. We will do our best." And M Stockhamer gave $25. Thank you so much to all of you. We're not done yet because this just keeps on going. Coming up next, we have the reveal of some brand new gameplay for a very weird-looking adventure game with incredibly realistic animal graphics. I think this is actually probably one of the most realistic video games I've ever seen.
It's one of the most realistic games I've ever seen. Get that man out of here!
Who is that?
That's
This is more anime than I've seen in my
shouting.
entire life.
We're getting
God,
bullied by
Yu-Gi-Oh.
anime. Anyway, let's take a look at Chicken Police. It has the most realistic graphics you've ever seen because they're just photographs. Let's take a look. Hello, everybody. Max and Brian here with Bank from Handy Games to talk about Chicken Police, which is obviously a game that involves chicken and also police. But Bank, can you walk us through exactly what's going on here?
Yeah, so Chicken Police is a buddy cop noir adventure game with animal characters, especially 2 rooster characters in the lead, Sunny Featherland and Marty McChicken, who are very gritty, hard-boiled detective cops who's going to investigate a very shady and weird case with animals involved, obviously.
Now, did the idea for this game come from the phrase "hard boiled"? It seems like there's the connection to eggs there, and that's the loosest, like thinnest bridge I can create in my brain for why the chicken would be police versus all the other animals in the game.
Yeah, it's so obvious, but no, the idea came from a YouTube video where 2 real chickens fight with bunnies, and there was ruthless, and I think it's so awesome and weird, so it had to be a game. So, and the noir part just also was obvious for me because I'm a big noir fan. So yeah, it's a loose connection, but we thought it's a great idea, so let's do it.
Based on a true story. I like it. Now, what I love about this
absolutely.
is that aesthetically, you could very easily have gone with just sort of, typical sort of cartoon anthropomorphic, drawings of roosters, but instead you've got these nightmarish combinations of photographs of roosters and photographs of human beings. I want to know about how that came together. Did you take those pictures? Did you have to photograph a bunch of animals? Like, what was the process of making this game like on a visual sense?
So I think 2011 the idea came, and the first idea was to make a pixel art adventure game. So that was the first obvious idea. But then we tried another approach, something weird, something unique, and the idea just came that why don't we just photograph ourselves in suits and every kind of silly costumes, and then we use some Shutterstock image of animals, but later we decided to go to the zoos, go to the wildlife parks, and do the pictures ourselves. So every animal in the game and every human body in the game is ourselves and animals, real animals. Yeah.
That's amazing. No, it's important to strive for realism in a situation like this. The thing I really want to ask you is, Max and I are huge fans of animals, and as we all know, there are several, if not thousands, of rivalries in the animal kingdom, such as the mouse and the bird, and the cat and the elephant and the mouse. Like, is there like, does that play into the character traits and personalities here? Like, when you have a rooster. Is there anything he specifically gets attacked by more, such as like a fox?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially our main character is absolutely terrified of reptiles because he just can't stand them. But the game is full of these animal puns and animal characteristics. All the characters have them, but also they are very, very human. So that was an important part of the story, that we don't want to go too deep in this animal stuff and do a real film noir story. So basically this contrast is very important for Chicken Police. It's silly, it's weird, it's looking funny, but also the story is very gritty, very dark, and very human, a very personal one. So not some big conspiracy, more like a personal small case story of our two main characters. But also the world of Chicken Police is full of animal kingdoms and animal countries. So it's a full world built on this idea that predators and prey living with each other, not so peacefully, and the city where the game is played, Clovale, is an Edenic place. It's like a utopia built for the animals to live peacefully with each other. But obviously, it's more like a dystopia because all this just fell apart, and our heroes try to survive in this harsh environment.
Okay, so obviously there's a lot of dialogue options, a lot of conversational stuff. We see some sort of adventure game tropes. There's a shot in the gameplay you sent over where one of the characters has to zip up I think a lemur woman's dress or a fox woman's dress, which was an odd little sort of mini game. Are we going to see more mechanics like that?
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the most important things when we put the game together, to not just go with this adventure game tropes, just item combining and stuff like that, but make these puzzles more like funny mini games, funny bridges between scenes. So the zipper scene with the foxy lady is like that, and many more in the game is something like that. So just little islands of this adventure game ocean. Yeah.
How do you strike the balance between sort of the comedic visual presence and also the, what you're doing with the story, which, as you alluded to, is kind of gritty and dark? I imagine that's a pretty difficult push and pull because, how do you keep somebody from laughing at something that isn't supposed to be funny because it's serious?
Yeah, I think the visual style is almost like all of the humor in the game is almost like lies in the visual style, but also we obviously blend some animal puns and some funny absurd situations. But it's hard to say, because if you sit down and play the game, the noir atmosphere is just rolls over you, and you just forget that these animals. So you have to play the game to understand that this harsh and gritty story is it just works. So I don't know why. It's a funny thing to say to a game designer, but I don't know why. But it works. It just works, and yeah.
What were some of your influences in terms of, I guess, animal fiction and also detective fiction to pull from?
Obviously, some hardboiled detective fiction like the works of Raymond Chandler, which is my favorite. If we and obviously the 40s classic film noir movies like the Big Sleep, Gilda, Double Indemnity, etc. And films like Fantastic Mr. Fox, Porco Rosso of Miyazaki, the BoJack Horseman series. So these are was the main inspirations, and also games like Grim Fandango, Snatcher, and Police Knot of Hideo Kojima. So I think these were the main inspirations from the game, but we are a pretty creative and pretty close team, so we all put together some inspirations from anywhere. So yeah.
Where and when can people get their hands on Chicken Police?
Yeah, Chicken Police will be released later this summer, so very soon, and it's coming on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC also. So yeah, everything that's matter.
Awesome. Chicken Police, I love it. Bank, thank you so much for coming by and chatting with us.
Thank you. It was great. It was a pleasure.
Do you love them, Brian?
Yes, you know I do.
Yeah, I know. We had one request for a drawing of my dog, which I did. Here is an impression of him. He says, I have to pee and poop, which is what he says at 1 a.m. sometimes. I don't know what was wrong with his body, but he decided to wake me up a whole lot this week. Anyway, yeah, this is about all we have for Up at Noon this week. My darlings, my pretties.
Bubble gum.
Okay, I want to talk to someone about that. We bleeped a classic video game quote. You censored Duke Nukem saying ass. Get out of here with that. That's nonsense. Anyway, my darlings, my sweethearts, thank you so much all for... See, he can swear, he can get bleeped because he said the F word, but Duke Nukem, ass? Come on, get out of here. That's nonsense. Anyway, huge thanks to everyone who donated to our charities, and huge thanks to Ergotix, who donated during the Chicken Police segment for $20, and everyone who helped donate, which we raised, I believe, as of right now, $23,451.34. Is that right? That's bonkers. That's a lot of money. That's all going to COVID-19 World Health Organization response and the Bail Project, which is reuniting people who were separated by the mass incarceration system. So good stuff.
If only we had some sort of like flaming car to drive by to celebrate this monument.
21 gigawatts!
All we need is a little plutonium.
There it goes. Before we go, we are legally required to remind you that IGN's Summer of Gaming continues on Monday, and it's going to be a red-hot steamer tray overflowing with piping hot game trailers, drizzled with rich, creamy gameplay, and slathered with sweet, gooey commentary from developers. No, honestly, until then, tomorrow we have the Guerrilla Collective PC Gamer Show, which could be drizzled and steamy or creamy. You never really know. And on the 14th and 15th, we have more from the Guerrilla Collective, so come check that out. On the 15th, IGN Expo Day 4 officially kicks off with world premieres, developer interviews, and exclusive gameplay, followed by the 16th, which brings us the Animal Crossing Celebrity Island Tours for charity live stream, plus a brand new episode of NG+. That live stream, we've been putting a lot of work into that, and there's a lot of really interesting people involved, including... I don't even want to say. I don't even want to ruin it. But tune into that. Be there for that. It's going to be a really good time. If Animal Crossing has helped sort of relieve the stress for you, then I think you're going to really, really like this day. So yeah, stick around because we are not stopping. Summer is a long hot time, and for video games, it's just going to keep going for us.
Yeah, and from all of us here at IGN, we've all been working very, very hard. It might not look like it, but hopefully we are keeping you entertained. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. That is a big, huge deal. And also, thanks for sticking with us and watching us do this and work through this. This is the first time we've done an entire remote event season. It's kind of a learning experience. So just huge thanks for everyone who's being positive in the chat or kicking in a few bucks, what have you. Obviously, go like, subscribe, share, follow, so on. You know how to do it. It's the internet. But yeah,
Yep.
that's
And if you're bored this weekend, watch some IGN videos. We've been uploading tons of our segments and interviews and all that fun stuff, trailers, exclusive footage, everything. Keep clicking those donate buttons, because just because the shows will die down, the need for charity will not. And just a quick thank you to PureArts for sending over those giant, awesome, gorgeous collectibles, and to the fine folks over at Chicken Police for making a game about animals. We're very happy about that. Now, I believe we can stop doing the show and allow you to go enjoy your weekend.
It's over. It's done. Go have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe. We love you. Take care and be good to each other.